First we need to crew. This one he cannot kill with Infernal Grasp, so if that was his plan, he cannot, because there's a shield counter. And then he will lose Sorin, which is a big deal. That's his, like, way out. And now he's in full top deck mode, and now we make the enters. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today we have mono white control. Yes indeed, mono white control. And this one is really strong, really fun, and really competitive. And I actually didn't want to make stats on this deck. But you know what, in intro I will say that the deck is competitive and you will probably get to Mythic playing with this one. And I really think it's strong, so I thought that I should probably back this claim and show some stats from Mythic. Of course, all of the games were played in Mythic, and we won 4 matches, we lost 2 of them. As an added benefit, it seems that we don't get paired with mono black too much. Like, we only played like 17% of the games against mono black, not even Rakdos, just no mono black on ladder, which is probably a win-win. If you don't get paired against mono black, it's probably better, right, experience-wise. So those are the stats. Deck is really strong and I really enjoyed it. So if you like control decks, even like Dimir, I think you might like this one. So I really recommend you to try it, even if you don't play mono white normally. But let's go into the deck intro and see exactly what's up with the deck. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today we have mono white control, the archetype that I wanted to try since last standard and I never had occasion, and right now it seems to be a very strong deck. And we will talk about results, as always, later, but I will hint you this. The deck is really good. I'm pretty sure you can get to Mythic with this one. But we will talk about the deck first, and then we will talk about the matchups and this interesting stuff. And also, I will leave some games with my completely huge butchering misplays. Like, I'm kinda embarrassed by some of the plays, but you know what? Hopefully you get a good laugh, and my brain just melted at some place. So with that being said, the deck is really cool. So it's of course a full control deck, and we have a lot of planewalkers and really high value cards that completely dominate the battlefield. So of course we have the removal package. So as usually March is so versatile, you generally want to play it really everywhere, mostly due to Tenacious Underdog, but even like things like, you know, Fateful Bankbusters. It just hits basically everything. We don't have great planewalker removal. Like, we do have some pressure in the board. So like our wedding announcement and Restoration of Eiganjo, they are our planewalker removal in a way. We also have Emperor that creates tokens, Sentinel, we have even Bankbusters. So this deck actually does pretty well with destroying enemy planewalkers like Lydiana that you probably want to answer at some point, and I think it does a good job. But still, for Fateful Absence give you this variety, and also there's sometimes this good play that your opponent really wants his planewalker, like Sorin, something that gives him huge card advantage as long as it's alive. And they will make bad decisions to protect it. So when you have Fateful Absence, don't use it. First attack and make some awkward trade that your opponent wouldn't do if he knew that the planewalker is dead anyway. And this is how you can get value when you shouldn't, and this is how you win games that you should not have won. So really good trick. Your reward for watching the intro, because I forced so many bad trades on my opponents, like thanks to Fateful Absence and their planewalkers on the board. They usually overprotected very hard. So, Sun Gold Sentinel, card that doesn't seem amazing on its own. I actually thought about like reducing the number here, but honestly, first, Tenacious Underdog. You have marches, but you want something to, you know, mess with their graveyard regularly. It just helps all around against different kind of decks. But second, very big interaction. It actually crews the Bankbuster. It means that, for example, this can basically kill planewalkers with haste. And that's a big deal, because you can play it, crew the Bankbuster, Smork. Sometimes your opponent is at very low HP. Like, the crewing factor is really important, especially that you have cards like Elspeth Resplendent, Amazing. This is one of the key cards. I'm so sad we only play one of them. You can actually think about switching one AO into Elspeth because I honestly felt she's so dominating in every single game she comes into play. Like, this is your huge win condition. She's so hard to kill. It's insane. Like, this is the only planewalker that seems to always stay on the board somehow, probably due to a lot of loyalty and very good like protection with creatures. So with that, with that aspect, like, you have really good place, and if you can play Sentinel, Crook Bankbuster, then put the counter from Elspeth, very often like the second one. This suddenly hits from out of nowhere for a huge amount of damage, lifelink, flying, kills planewalkers. Like, the deck has those small interactions that make Sungold Sentinel much better than on paper, and you actually don't want to remove it. And also another combo, Elspeth Resplendent -3. You need targets to hit with it. And actually Sungold Sentinel, like a 2 mana 3/2 is not great, but 2 mana 3/2 with shield as an additional to Planewalker, this is really good card that protects your Planewalker, especially if you have Planewalker that pumps creatures. So every creature is just a little bit better than normally in this deck because of Elspeth and how she works. Also, it really synergizes with, Wedding Announcement because you can pump them with the Anthem effect. Like, it does a lot of stuff, and you have different power attacks. So at some point, like Hexproof from Color, it's Hexproof, it's not protection. I made this mistake during some of the games. You need to remember, because I did not. So you need to, of course, use the ability before the blocks. It's not protection, so it can die to black creatures, for example, if they are able to block it. So really versatile card in this deck. Restoration of Eiganjo, one of the like mid-game power tanks. The fact that you get creature for free at some point in the game is like really important, and it ramps you very high into Sanctuary Warden, Farewell, and just playing a lot of stuff over and over, especially with the Bankbuster. You can sink a lot of mana in this deck. So later, of course, Wedding Announcement, we know this card by now. We play for Depopulate. Even though we are a kind of creature deck, I think this is really good. First of all, we have a lot of shield effects. It means that this can be a one-sided sweeper. If you play Warden, you don't remove the shield, you play Depopulate turn after. Like, what are they supposed to do? The board is clear, you have a 5/5 flyer with shield. You can play Elspeth and make it even worse. So it's really hard to kill a lot of stuff, and with Elspeth, a lot of permanents like creatures can get counters with the shield, and by a lot I mean Bankbuster and Sentinel. Not the most, but it's enough. And yeah, like, you have a lot of small interactions, and Depopulate is actually really good. And don't forget, the token from Warden is multicolored. You will get to draw a card. So you block with this one, like when you chomp block, this is the last one that you chomp block with. And you will see it in one of the games, which tokens goes first and which goes last and why. So that's small ordering thing, but it can net you additional card after sweeping the board. And honestly, Wrath of God is insanely good card. The fact that you have upgraded Wrath of God with actually drawing a card, which is huge effect. If you can make it work, that can swing the game on its own. Emperor, because it's everywhere, okay? Let's not talk about it. Ayo, the Down Sky, card that is more of a, like second plan for the deck. Like, it helps. It definitely has a lot of targets, as generally Ayo and Elspeth work with the very similar decks because they all benefit from like 3 mana permanents being in your deck, and you fetch them from, at some situations. I basically had more success with Elspeth, but I drew as Elspeth somehow more than Ayo. I don't know how, but I think it happened. So I feel after the games I've played, maybe to Elspeth would be better, because she completely dominates the game every time she enters the battlefield. Ayo is annoying, but it can be dealt with, especially if they have March or something like this. So, up to you. I've tried this version, but I can definitely see double Elspeth and 1 Ayo, but it's still a very, very strong card. You can get back and Wedding Announcements, Sungold Sentinel, and when we read the text, put any number of non-land permanents with total mana value 4 or less. Any number. You can get back Sentinel and Bankbuster after losing your 5-drop that they needed full removal to get rid of. So that's a huge value. You can have really great hits with this deck. And of course we play Sanctuary Warden. It's insanely strong card. That's your endgame. This is how you close the games, and it's incredibly hard to remove for most of the decks. Like, most of the decks just die to it straight away because they cannot do anything. And as a blocker, like, you get to play it, especially with Eiganjo. We have 4 of them, we ramp very hard. Playing Sanctuary Warden 1 turn quicker is normal with this deck. And when this enters battlefield, you get 2 creatures, and one of them is a 5/5 with shield. Most of the aggro decks just cannot keep trading. Like, they get champ blocked with the token, and then they lose their biggest creature, and then you have full turn after it. It usually is enough to completely destroy any pressure that was on the battlefield. Of course, we have 1 Field of Ruin, you know, like, we have all the white mana, and we don't have any cards that need only like 1 white mana. So we actually can play 1 colorless land for free without any possible downside ever. So we have chosen Field of Ruin, just in case whatever shenanigans our opponent has. We have double Eiganjo. It's definitely worth it in the deck, and removal is really handy, especially sometimes you get flooded with this deck. You play 26 lands, even though part of it goes to restoration, so you draw it by, you know, part of the card effect, and you shouldn't draw as many. Effectively, you are down to like 22 lands in the deck after you play restoration, so no, it's like a bit mashed statistic, but you definitely get flooded a little bit with this deck, and sometimes of course you miss the land, and I will include this game because oh boy, that was so fun. So this is the deck, and about the like impression, that's what you wanted, right? The win rate is definitely positive. We are hovering around 60% on this one in Mythic. I really think this is a very strong deck. You probably have seen it on the ladder at some point. I think it's deceptively strong, and as a control player that, you know, I prefer like counterspell controls, usually like Dimir, Esper, but honestly this felt really satisfying. This is a really amazing, cool deck, and honestly I think I will keep playing with it after like recording the video because it's actually super cool deck, mostly due to Elspeth, I feel. Like, she's making every small creature. You can make this token a 5/5 flying vigilance, first strike, lifelink, whatever angel. It's so freaking fun, and ultimate from Elspeth comes into play very often. You need to play smart with it, but you can close games so easily. It's a really good deck. I recommend you to try it, even if you don't play mono white usually and you like just a control deck with counterspells. I think you might like this one. I really did. So with that being said, don't forget to subscribe. We make the content daily. Oh boy, and we make so many control decks. So definitely don't miss out on cool decks every day. Do subscribe, and some thank you as always. Thank you everyone that commented, cared, and supported the channel. Like, we are really growing. It's thanks to you guys completely, and I'm really thankful. Like, that's cool to make videos when I see that, you know, you enjoy them every day. It's my big motivation. So huge thank you, and I hope you will enjoy this one as well. Alright, we have Bankbuster and removal and Eiganjo. Okay, that's really good. So our draw is pretty great so far, and I think it should get better. Like, it should only get better, to be honest. And with Restoration of Eiganjo, it's really amazing because we won't whiff on the lands as well. We have tempo. Oh my god, I actually like second Eiganjo. Man, this is going great. I'm actually excited for this one. Especially that I like drawing lands that at some point will, you know, be huge as a creature. Fable, our arch enemy. Okay, so now, yeah, sure, let's ramp. I would love to ramp. Man, we have so much already. And Bankbuster is the big deal because that's what gives us this card advantage, right? I'm a bit scared for the Shaman. Oh man. I hate this treasure, but I think we'll wait with Depopulate, and we don't want to give them cards unless we have to. I think we just draw cards. I think we need to resupply our threats, because we need to hit Warden and lands. Worst case, we can hit lands with Restoration, but this is one of the good situations. Like, you don't need, you know, tutor, because you need both lands and non-lands. So in a way, you know, whatever you draw, you are kinda happy with it. Shaman. Man, I fear this goblin way more than I should. Like, it feels like good game already when I see this shaman, for some freaking reason. Alright, so, well, do we want to give him a card? Like, we will have to sweep. First of all, let's see what the options are. You know what? We will have a creature. This already draws a card, so let's force him to draw a card after he pays some mana. Like, I think we can postpone the Depopulate into game-winning play instead of, you know, trading basically for one card. Because this is not a card. This is the card that will come next turn. So, not the greatest deal, to be honest. Man, we can hit for 4, but I prefer my lands, okay? I really like my lands. But first let's draw. Maybe we draw something like Emperor. Okay, never mind. So like, so far we are fighting for the board. Even though we have double Depopulate, but I think with the Bankbuster we should have enough like card advantage that at some point we can always reverse it. And we have quite a lot of power. He also cannot attack with the token. Not sure what he wants to copy. He might have a Prizer. Oh, okay, I see. I see how it is. Enjoy your card. So our opponent definitely begs us to just clear the board. And we will have a Restoration later, so that's actually pretty cool. Alright, let's ramp, cause why not? Let's play land, cause you know, why not? Man, we have so much stuff! Eiganjo is pretty amazing. Alright. Let's try like this. Yeah, this is really good turn to sweep, for multiple reasons. Oh, I hope he didn't take it. Or he won't take it. Okay. Enjoy your card. Okay, you got your card. Be happy. So for the card wars, we definitely have some work to do. But we have Bankbuster, we will have double creature on the next turn, so we are actually the aggressor now. And also we have like a lot of wardens, so at some point we'll keep drawing them, and that will give us so many cards. So he's preparing. I wonder what 5 mana means. And here's the warden. As expected. Alright. Let's run some pressure. Our opponent definitely felt way too safe so far. So no. First we attacked for 5, that's a little bit threatening. They might already react to it. Mythic can be only for 4. Okay, I see. I usually make stops, you don't really need to. Nope. I don't want blockers. Enjoy your treasures. What were exiled? Wedding announcement and plant. Okay, sure. Because right now, he is very close to death, suddenly, out of nowhere. Next turn he might really actually die. Right? It's what? If we play something, it's 7, 12, 14 damage. Okay, so not quite, but nearly. And nearly is all we need. Especially that 5 is with flying and drawing cards, so that's quite a lot. And in emergency we always have Depopulate. Man, we actually have multicolored creature, right? This is multicolored, so that's really good. Okay, you got it. That's a definitely perfect removal for the situation. And indeed, he has Corpse Surprisers, but we don't have creatures, so he needs to exile something from his own graveyard. And suddenly, we have board advantage. We have way more power every turn for attacking, and we still have the same cards as he does. We need to go for the tempo because he has 2 cards here. Oh, Elspeth is amazing, strong draw. Alright, what do we do? Do we risk for -3? We can hit so much with her. Or we can just go something like flying. Nah, I think we go for the minus. We could also go for the angels, I guess, but I'm honestly not sure what is best. I think that we don't have a lot of cards, so it's just good to draw something before she dies. Somehow. Like, there's the pressure on the board, there's serious pressure. And if we get something like Wedding Announcement, we have a lot of those. Man, Bankbuster is amazing. I get so many cards. Man, this deck... Oh, he wanted to win the value game, and now his plan fell apart. The problem against Mono White is that we actually have a lot of hidden value, you know? First of all, let's draw, okay? I think we should draw before the short that is in the board. That's another land. We are flooding a little bit, but I think it should be still fine. Like, we are at 18. I don't really think we die to short. Man, we are getting a little bit flooded. Definitely. If we attack with everything, I think we win, right? He can block 2 Bankbusters, so that's best case scenario for him. So then we get 5. No, we need to crew them, so it's actually less. Huh. What do we do? I think we go for the Flying Bankbuster or something like this. It seems like a best idea, honestly. It's also pretty... For this reason, let's draw first, I guess, because we might draw something good. Sungold Sentinel. It's okay. Let's play around. We can kill Shortdead and just attack with this Bankbuster, but I don't think that's a great idea on its own. So let's get the best crewing we can. Alright, so what is the choice here? Of course we need to go for flying. Oh, you have the removal. Nice. He got everything covered. What a crazy person. So I think we let it go slide a little bit longer, and then we probably depopulate at some point. Man, Shortdead is such a pain overall. And I think we ramp the pressure just a little bit anyway. We also can get rid of some creatures from the graveyard. So possibly we remove one of the plays that he has. In my graveyard there are no creatures, so we have only double Sorcanar. When we attack we get rid of all the Corpse Appraiser targets. And that makes a game a bit easier. One of the top decks won't be there. We cannot attack though. So we need to cling to Elspeth because she will make every single turn something strong. And he definitely wants to draw into some answers. Man, he will heal so much. Man, sure that this card single-handedly nearly reversed the game. But I think that given we have answer at the every time and he can't oh my god, that's irritating. We will have hard time pressuring Planewalkers because he probably has removal in hand, so whatever we target with Elspeth, he probably will kill. For this reason we will go for the Bankbuster probably. Okay, and he went really all in with the, you know, the whole board thing, which is great for us. Alright, and this shapes up to be a pretty interesting game so far. Okay, we can definitely play more lands because we still don't have enough, I guess. We can also directly kill Sorin, but it's probably for Shortdead, right? Shortdead is such a pain here. Yeah, we need to remove it as soon as possible. And I'm pretty sure, like, look at this mana. This is exactly Aether Clue or Infernal Grasp, most likely. So I think he will target whatever we will target with Elspeth. So there's high chance we need to activate Bankbuster and put counter there, because then it has shield counter and charge counter. Yeah. He will draw cards, but he already did. So we could sweep and crew this, but I think it's better to keep up the pressure. Oh, no. First we need to crew. This one he cannot kill with Infernal Grasp, so if that was his plan, he cannot, because there's a shield counter. And then he will lose Sorin, which is a big deal. That's his like way out. Look at the board and cards, like he's not really getting ahead. Alright, 2 attackers. Alright, this... I guess we could... Like, he can, I guess, defend it with Vampire. So I think we do it like this. He needs to trade everything to protect Sorin, which is already good enough for us. Let's get rid of the shoulders. Sometimes they have ways to get it back. I don't think this deck has, but you know, better safe than sorry. I'm already out of short red like capacity for this game. Okay, nice. Okay, so it means this one is just a brick. Lifelinker is actually more threatening, I think. Okay, so we can activate the Coven, right? And we can choose black. Because why not? Black is scary color. And we can do it multiple times, so it's not a problem. Remember, protection prevents the damage. Oh, it's hexproof and cannot be blocked. Man, I suck at this game. You can tell that I'm not a mono-white player. Alright, I thought it gives protection from black, not hexproof. My bad, my bad. I learned something. Alright, but still the situation is really good on board. Like, we have Planewalker, our opponent does not have Planewalker, we have board, he doesn't have board. The only thing he has going for him is more cards, but with Depopulate we always have this, you know, Hail Mary play. And at some point he needs to play into the board to kill us. So I'm not super scared, especially with the Bankbuster and this additional card. Like, this is a big deal, and the fact that this has shield, this has flying, it's so hard to kill for him. So in like 2 turns, this is a lethal. Like, we just give it lifelink or whatever, and he cannot really kill it. Yep. You have a long way to go. We will block with this one because they are colorless. This one is multicolored, so this draws us card. That's really important. Alright, that's a Fable. Man, we are getting really flooded. And I mean, like, really. Okay. Let's put some counters, shall we?
Show 'em what you got.
Okay, this is definitely a lifelink. Because we don't really care about the rest. And in next turn he dies, unless he does something really good. Man, I really like this deck, it's so freaking fun. Like, Elspeth is one of my favorite Planewalkers. She's after Tamiyo, okay? But, like, she's such a cool... she's making every creature like a freaking angel, it's just so hilarious. Okay, you draw cards. It means that he's in desperation mode and he doesn't have play that he needs. I think that's the case. He needs exactly removal for the pilot, but then we can just -3 Elspeth and still, you know, get some creature that will activate the Bankbuster. So even if he hits this, it's kind of bad play. I guess Rona Vortex is his best play he can have. He can like, I cannot speak. Best play he can have. Okay, that was the sentence. I've tried, and I felt so hard. Okay. We can go back a little bit. And we don't mind losing board. Like, this is our game-winning play, and if it doesn't work... Shielded! See? He went all in. This was his all-in play. Okay, sure. Let's see the next land. Man, we are doing lands since like 5 turns, I think. But Eiganjo is a bit better, so we definitely have to depopulate this turn. We can... oh, like, we can just kill him. Yeah, probably that's a good idea. For some reason I thought he heals. Oh, right, he does heal with the blood token. But he will be at 1. He will be at 1. I think that's good enough, to be honest.
I know there's a hero inside you.
Like, I guess... first strike. Like, we lose the shield counter, so maybe that wasn't the smartest play. Yeah, I shouldn't probably activate it yet. What I should have done... okay, so, you know, learning. I should have Depopulate, then -3 the Elspeth in order to hit any creature, and then attack with the Bankbuster. But he would just heal in response, so we wouldn't really get much done. We save this one because this draws card. And still he needs the removal. Yep, that's the one line. Man, sure that if not this card, he would be already dead like 5 turns ago. Oh yes, this card, and he has to do it just for the heals, even if the cards that he's discarding is amazing. That's really good reload. And now he has a random card in the hand. So this attack in the end was okay, because we forced his very good card to be discarded. And now, let's both draw some cards. No instants, oh, no mana as well. But this won't be a creature during his turn. Man, can I stop drawing something that is, you know... I would prefer non-land for once. I think we really drew like 6 lands in a row. So, like, even though we are doing really good on the board, like, at some point we need to draw more than just lands. We didn't really have a lot of cards that weren't lands this game, to be honest. Look, 2, 3, 4, and those. So 12 cards out of 28 that weren't lands. That's pretty insane. So our opponent went completely all in right now. And we shoot -3 to crew. If we get something that crews, we win the game. And I think we win. Oh, he's not happy. He's not happy. Man, our draw was really bad and we still completely won this. So yeah, I'm happy about this game a lot. Alright, going second, as always. However, we have wedding announcement, so hopefully that will be enough to reverse the tempo, and we also have farewell. We definitely need to draw the third land, but being on the draw, like, we should draw it. We have so many turns to draw it. And when we draw the third one, like, we have lands for the rest of the game. But we just need to draw it. Oh my god. We definitely Fateful Absence this. If we draw a land, and we have to. Are you freaking serious? We already whiffed. Oh my god, 10 cards, 2 lands. Like, being on the draw, that was correct decision to stay, I think. Like, whatever I know, like, with being on the draw, with like 3 potential chances to hit a single land and then you are set for the rest of the game, that is a good decision. And you still got screwed. That's not great. That was great game. Okay, let's see if we miss the third land again. Third game in a row. I will keep taking 2 landers. I'm not mulliganing to 6 just because we cannot ever draw the third land. Because then we get flooded and then we lose anyway. So Sungold Sentinel is pretty good here. Okay, finally guys, we actually get to play Magic. And yeah, I'm a bit frustrated. I will include one of those games for sure, just so you know how amazing gameplay it was. So we are here with Restoration of Eiganjo on our opponent's side. We have way more power, but we are on the defensive because we are on the draw. So our opponent will get the first trigger with Eiganjo. I think for this reason we go for Wedding Announcement. And you know what? I think we are the aggressor. Especially we like attacking with Sentinel quite a lot. He doesn't have good blockers, he doesn't have good creatures to attack yet. And with Wedding Announcement we'll get more powerful creatures. Honestly, it seems to be kinda like it's not perfect mirror because he plays enchantments, so it might be like, I don't know, some kind of enchantment deck, right? Genius, I know. Huh, this doesn't tap when it attacks because it has Vigilance, so that's really something to remember. So the only options is Emperor or Wedding Announcement, and that's a big choice. We can keep attacking with everything, but then we don't get the token, so I don't think that's correct decision. I think we need to go like heavy on the offensive, and when they sweep, then we play Wandering Emperor. I kinda like this play. He's on 14. Okay, we can use Fateful Absence as well. Oh my god, I wanted to play Wedding Announcement. Man, I was too focused on commenting. Yeah, I wanted Wedding Announcement. But you know what, like, it's also some function. And we can reload maybe better with announcement, so we will go. It's alternate win plan. That's not really what I wanted to do. I think it's slightly worse, but not a lot of worse. Alright, we can ramp. Do we have anything? Not really. So let's just ramp, why not, right? Why not ramp when you can ramp? That's a lot of mana. So we can remove the architect and just try to ramp up the pressure. Then we need to do something about the next one. I think he will block, so our Emperor is okay. And we get enough power. So I think this is okay. Our opponent probably has the Emperor, right? Yeah, like it's mono white, so definitely they play 3 or 4 Emperors because it's too good of a card. And if all the mana is left, it means that they probably have it. Like, they have 4 cards, they would have played something else like Warden even. Or maybe not, because they have untapped. So, for this reason, I think we'll wait with Fateful Absence for the Emperor. Unless they don't have it? That went really fast with the priority, but yeah, they have something. Hello. What a coincidence. I'm always making stop right now. Okay, that's a bit tricky. I wonder what he will do. Buffing Architect isn't a bad idea, to be honest. I kinda gave up that I have interaction, so maybe I should play a bit like faster in reaction to this. I should have thought about it before. So I would click quickly, that would suggest that I don't have removal. Now he might be hesitant to do it again. Please do it. Yes! Oh, that was a good bait. Like, it shouldn't work, but it definitely did. We basically got 2 Emperor triggers for free. That's pretty insane. Oh, Eiganjo is actually pretty decent draw here. Man, we have so much. We have so much, and we play the land because we can play both of those cards then. I fear that if we clear the board too well, he will just sweep with Depopulate. I think he has it. But we get to draw a card, we get to kill probably the Emperor. We have 2 different attacks, so he can block. Okay, definitely this. I think we attack with the last one as well, so he blocks 2. Yeah, let's do the full damage. Your graveyard, his graveyard. Does not matter, but let's do it. Well, it's pretty hard. He also gets to draw a card. If he blocks, he loses the Architect. And I'm pretty sure he will block something. Yeah, the trigger will be instantly on the stack, so there's not much we can do it. I think he will depopulate. That's unfortunate, but that's why we keep the Emperor, so at the end step we can rebuild the board, and with Wedding Announcement, new card and draw step, like, we should have enough to, you know, make some ripples after the sweeper. Ooh. This move, like, suggests he doesn't have sweepers. So this one is blocked, I believe. So if we play the Emperor now, we can kill his Emperor. You know what? It's pretty good. Like, he really cared about this Emperor. I'm not extremely sure about this play, but I think it's good. That really prevents what he wanted to do, and he cannot easily kill Emperor. He needs Fateful Absence, so that's something he always can use. And it also gives us card, and he just used another one, so not sure how many did he draw. Definitely more than one. Top 15 cards, nice. But still, he loses the Emperor, and our board is dominating, and he needs to sweep. We get to draw a card, and we have 2 triggers here. I think that was a really good play. Even though it will hurt when he depopulates, or Farewell will be devastating. Okay. Okay, that's how it is. I see. Definitely his best card, but to be fair, like, that should be expected. And let's go with the Sanctuary Warden. It's very irritating card. Gives us card ourselves. And do we play land? Yeah, we have some card though. We might be able to play a lot of stuff next turn if draw is good. So this is really hard to kill for our opponent. I don't need this land, definitely. It's a bit too much. Alright, so we play Elspeth. I fear she might die, but I really want to put the counter somewhere.
Every job is an opportunity to learn more.
And this has shield, so it's not easy. He needs March or something. Oh my god, do you have March also? And he draws everything he needs. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's literally the best card that he could have. But still, we have Elspeth. We have Elspeth, so... yeah, I think we wait with this one. I'm not sure what will we draw. We don't attack with this one. So I put stop just to make sure that it's not super easy for him. Like, if we have Fateful Absence, this might change his decision a little bit. See, he did not attack. Probably he doesn't want to really trade. Okay, interesting. With Depopulate we can swing the board in our favor. But honestly, do we really care? We can make angels. We could also fish for something good. But he doesn't have a lot of cards, so I think we can go like this. Let's go for Vigilance. Now we can be both aggressive and defensive. Like, right now it doesn't seem super threatening, but that's basically like grinding the advantage, because this will become an insane win condition in a few turns. This might even single-handedly win the game, so like, he cannot remove Elspeth, and Plasing is really good because you get to ultimate at some point, and if they don't have a sweeper they lose the game. However, I don't want to lose Elspeth, like, she's really good.
Let's do this together.
No lifelink, because he cannot still block. Smork. Like, it gets scarier and scarier every turn for our opponent. And I think we can ramp a little bit of pressure to just increase, you know, the amount of token guys we can make. Okay, you aren't guys, okay, but you get the meaning. Restoration, so he's at 9. Like, it's getting closer and closer. Like, Elspeth is insane, she can close the game on her own. So right now I don't want to ultimate because this card might be the last Depopulate or Farewell, and then we lose a lot of value, and frankly we win with those attacks alone, so we don't really need to super care. Let's go for the Sentinel now. It has lower toughness, so let's go for flying for this one. Especially that we get to draw cards. If he trades 3 for 1, like, we really don't mind it. He might block with the farm hand, I'm not sure. Like, he's dead next turn if he doesn't do anything. And let's draw during the main phase. Oh, that's a cool land. Like, you can see, we really needed a lot of value from Elspeth, because our draws are not guaranteed to be Wardens, even though we have 3 more in the deck, I believe. So that's high chance to draw one of them. Okay, so 1 turn more, sure. With Vigilance it's so much easier to protect Elspeth. They have to do something. I wonder, like... he cannot turn it, right? Coven, he needs 3 creatures, right? Where are the rules, bro? Give me the rules. Man, I can... oh, activate only if you control 3 or more creatures. So, I don't see the trap here. Maybe there's a trap, but I just don't see it. Okay? Like, this doesn't accomplish anything, because, like... see? I told you, he had it. That was the last card. Now he's in if full play the ultimate, now we completely destroyed. What more? I can actually start attacking him right now, which I think, like, how perfect his top deck can be. I really want to attack. Like, he can destroy one of the angels and heal 2 HP. Oh my god, did you really draw the removal? Wow. Man, this is a champion. 1 card from the top, exactly removal for Bankbuster. Easy. Let's play the Restoration. It also makes our draws a little bit better, and you know that we definitely need it. Let's see if he can top deck a sweeper like directly from the top, because that's the only card that saves this game for him. He can remove it, he's at 7, but he gets hit for 12. So, enough top decks for today. Man, Elspeth is completely taking over every game, like she's so hard to remove for most of the decks. Okay, we are going first. Bankbuster, man, this is a good hand. Like, we have a little bit of everything. Especially like Restoration of Eiganjo and Bankbuster. Like, those cards really give you this clarity that everything will be fine. And we are fighting with some red mage with no sleeves. You monster, you barbarian. You need to have sleeves. Like, preferably the slime ones, because you can jiggle. And our opponent definitely freshly net decked the red aggro, or the Rakdos aggro. Props to him. That's why we have Depopulate in the deck. And I'm feeling hopeful. I'm not sure how exactly to play, because like we can use Restoration, and we need to remember that we should align like this creature with our Depopulate. So we clear the board, and next turn we get the creature. That's the optimal play generally. I think we can play Field of Ruins safely. We don't need more white than this. Okay, so now is the decision. If we play this, next turn we can ramp or get the Sentinel into the board. Man, our board would be pretty good then. If we play this, he just trades. So that's not great for us. Yeah, I think with Depopulate next turn, 3 mana is a lot, and he will probably play something pretty threatening. Problem is getting hit by Raiju, and that's something we need to live with. But I guess then we have the Architect, like we have Bankbuster. I think we can make it work somehow. Not sure how, but I think somehow. Eiganjo might actually be a very important part of this game. Maybe this is our Raiju removal. Bruh. You just played the highlighted one with the highest cost. Oh man, I enjoy playing against aggro players just for the jokes. And I know they're amazing. Okay, I know, they're dry, but it's still fun. So, our opponent definitely tanking super hard about which 3-drop to kill us with. We get to 13 this turn, and we want to sweep, so optima. He might actually think about sweeper next turn, so maybe that's why he's hesitant. It seems like it. He might tanked for a reason. You can see that those aren't the most threatening creatures. Yeah, all of them are pretty sweeper resistant, so he's really playing around. I think his last 2 cards are probably like good sweep targets. We definitely want. This one will be tapped. So I think we ramp instead for the Warden. But honestly, can we afford not to sweep? We get hit by quite a lot, but next turn we get the Eiganjo and Warden. I think it's good enough follow-up that we need to just survive until the next turn. I really think he's playing smartly around the sweepers, so okay, tanking justified. I think he played well this one. Defiler of Instinct, so a lot of small creatures, so he will pay life to play them basically for free. So 1 less red, of course. Whenever you cast red permanent, deals 1 damage. I kinda like it. It's a pretty good idea overall. And 5/5 is no joke, like 4 mana 5/5? Alright, counter with Kumano. Makes more sense. However, right now we have Sanctuary Warden, and we also have Architect. So that's a pretty big deal. Shield counter is extremely hard for him to kill. Do we want to be aggressive? Yeah? I don't really want to block with Architect, and we have enough blockers. Oh my god, I'm the biggest dummy on earth. Man, how could I not notice this has first, second, 5/5? I literally talked about it. That's what happens when you record. And yes, I blame the recording. I would never do such mistake off camera. Never. Oh my god. I literally never played against this card, that's probably why. And our opponent definitely goes super aggressive. Interesting, interesting. So he's targeting face, he could get rid of the shield. So that's very interesting. It might be possible he has like direct burn spell and he just wants to kill us directly. And he will attack with everything and we will be at 1. Not a lot. Definitely tapping Architect did not help in this game. Reconfigure. Okay, good one. Our opponent is a very decent player. I have to give it to him. Yep, that's some tricks. So, we have to charm block, so we might as well, I guess, charm block this one. Because this one draws cards, it has haste, it has annoying features overall. Man, Architect would change the game so much, so that was a huge mistake on my part. Easy. 6-7 mana. We nearly kill him, but we lack exactly 1 damage. But we had to block because of my mistake. Oh, that's not great. So for this reason, we need to tap and draw a card that is hopefully really good. We lack 1 mana for it. Okay. I guess let's see if he can. Let's get rid of the chicks. They are pretty scary. Let's see if he can kill us. I'm pretty sure he can. So we cannot attack at all. Defiler of Instincts. I kinda like this deck. Like, you know, it's red, it's aggressive, but there's some thought into it. I enjoy it much more than the usual ones. Alright, that's a trick. However, he doesn't know about the removal, and he plays like we don't have removal. So we can jump block here, and we can remove the rest. Oh, no. First we declare the blocks, that's really important. Because if he knows that something will die, he might remove something in the board. Alright. So this makes killing Warden the hardest. Okay. We make a blocker and now we remove the chick. Like, it's pretty annoying because it has flying. And he doesn't seem to have instants, which is amazing because it means that we kill him. Huh? Defense, my friend? No defense detected. So of course we go for the maximum damage. And going for maximum damage means this. Because this pretty much has haste, right? We cannot crew with those, so we crew like this, and we kill him. Man, I did not deserve this win. Honestly, he played way better and smarter, but I got good cards. Warden is such a big block for any aggro deck, they cannot beat.